The quiet, sterile halls of a towering corporate building, Marcus Reed, a humble janitor and devoted single father, begins his midnight shift. Though unseen and uncelebrated, Marcus moves through a world where billion-dollar decisions are made behind closed glass doors. It's a life of quiet sacrifice, long hours, aching hands, and constant worry for his daughter's future. Tonight, however, is different. As he approaches the executive boardroom, he notices Jonathan Hale, the cold and calculating CEO of Silvercore Industries, alone and visibly conflicted. Spread out before him is a merger contract worth $4.5 billion, a move that will expand his empire but at a devastating human cost, thousands of layoffs, including the families of everyday workers like Marcus. Most people would walk by. Stay silent. After all, what could a janitor say to a man like that? But Marcus doesn't. With quiet bravery, he speaks up. "Sir. Don't sign that. It's not a demand. It's a plea. One rooted in personal pain, empathy, and an understanding of the real lives behind corporate numbers." Marcus risks his job, his pride, and his place in the shadows to protect others. In that one moment, power and humility collide. This scene is not just about a janitor interrupting a CEO, it's about how truth can cut through status, and how even the most invisible voices can shake the foundations of power when driven by compassion. A story of heart versus ambition begins here. The boardroom air grows heavy as Jonathan Hale, CEO of Silvercore, is caught off guard by the unthinkable, a janitor interrupting a $4.5 billion deal. The tension crackles. With a raised brow and sharp tone, he replies, "Excuse me," expecting retreat. But Marcus doesn't flinch. Instead, he steps forward with quiet resolve. He isn't armed with credentials or clout, but with truth. He explains how the merger won't just change numbers on a sheet. It will destroy lives, including his cousin's, who works at a smaller firm that would be swallowed and shut down. 3 kids depend on that paycheck. Just like Marcus's daughter depends on him. For a moment, the power imbalance couldn't be clearer, an elite CEO and a working-class janitor. But in truth, Marcus is the stronger man in that room, because he chooses courage over comfort. When Jonathan scoffs, the room chills. He's used to yes men and silence, not integrity from a man with calloused hands. But Marcus delivers the line that cuts through the noise. Sometimes, money blinds people to what really matters. That sentence doesn't just hang in the air, it pierces it. And suddenly, something in the CEO shifts. Marcus's voice, grounded in pain and principle, lingers. For the first time, Jonathan looks beyond the mop and uniform, and sees a man who refuses to be invisible. After a startling confrontation in the boardroom, Jonathan Hale, the icy CEO, does something unexpected. He invites Marcus, the janitor, for coffee on the rooftop. It's early morning, and the rising sun casts a soft glow over the city, creating the perfect backdrop for a rare moment of connection between 2 very different men. There are no contracts here, no corporate guards. Just 2 fathers. 2 stories. 1 moment of truth. Marcus opens up, not for sympathy, but to be seen. He shares the weight he's carried, losing his wife to cancer, raising a daughter alone, missing sleep so he could mop floors at night and attend school plays by day. Asthma scares, empty refrigerators, homework at 2 a.m., his life is a constant battle, but he shows up with dignity, every day. Jonathan listens, really listens. And for the first time, the man known as the Ice King feels his walls begin to melt. "Why didn't you ever ask for help?" Jonathan asks, genuinely puzzled. Marcus's reply hits harder than any business loss. "Because dignity isn't something I'm willing to trade." Morning light floods the boardroom. The table is set, executives in suits sit poised, pens ready to seal a historic $4.5 billion merger. It's supposed to be a formality, the ink, the headlines, the glory. But Jonathan Hale walks in, and pauses. All eyes are on him. He's the man known for moving fast, for making cold, calculated decisions. But today, his fingers hover above the contract, and stop. He doesn't sign. Instead, he slides the deal away, his voice calm but unwavering. "We're not signing this deal." Gasps ripple through the room. Confusion. Panic. Protests erupt. But Jonathan stands firm. "We'll restructure. Create opportunity, not eliminate it. Silvercore won't rise by crushing the people who built the foundation beneath us." Silence falls like a curtain. The executives stare in disbelief. Deals like this don't just get tossed aside. But Jonathan isn't the same man he was last night. Across the hall, through the glass wall, Marcus stands. Still in uniform. Still holding a mop. But now, he's the reason hearts are changing in that room. Jonathan meets his eyes, a silent nod of thanks. This moment isn't about business. It's about conscience. About one man with everything, choosing to protect those with nothing. One janitor's courage froze $1 billion pen. One CEO's decision just rewrote what leadership means. And somewhere in that quiet moment, power shifted, not in wealth, but in values. 1 year has passed. The towering offices of Silvercore now stand beside something new, a vibrant community center, built to uplift, not overshadow. Laughter echoes as kids explore tech exhibits, art booths, and mentorship stations. A place where futures are being shaped, not by profit margins, but by people. On stage, Jonathan Hale, no longer the Ice King, stands with warmth in his voice and humility in his eyes. The crowd quiets as he speaks. "A man who reminded me what leadership truly means. Please welcome Marcus Reed." Thunderous applause follows. And through it walks Marcus, still humble, still soft-spoken, but no longer invisible. Clutching the mic, he scans the room, eyes landing on his daughter, whose proud smile lights up the space. "I used to clean floors in silence," he says, "but today I help build futures." The room swells with emotion. Once a janitor, Marcus now works alongside the leadership team, ensuring policies support families, not just finances. He mentors youth, speaks to schools, and designs programs for working parents, all from the heart of his lived experience. What began as a simple act of courage became a ripple of lasting change. This is more than a happy ending, it's a new beginning. Because when one man dared to speak up, another dared to listen. And together, they rewrote what legacy truly looks like. Kindness changed a corporation. And a janitor became a leader.